on time today.
I know I said it. I said you were on time today, and I applauded you for that. Like I said, you cared about my actual time today.
I always care about your time, even when I might be
It
a
don't
few
seem like it.
minutes late.
A
It don't
few
seem like it, but
minutes.
you know, mm, I'm like, bro,
What do you
it's
call
the week, it's the weekend, bro. It's weekend time. It's different. It's weekend
it?
time.
Crazy.
Monday
Weekend
through
time is
Friday,
crazy.
we gotta be there.
Weekend time is crazy. We back at it again. What's
Mm.
up?
Anyways, last night I went to see Tech Nine and E40. First time getting to see him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't really get experienced a lot of concerts. And I don't really like going to a lot. Like if I see certain artists, I don't like going to big venues, super big venues, or tickets. But we went to they had it's called the Strange Witted Tour. But anyway, it's a pretty good concert. But in front of me was this freaking brother, man. He's with this white girl. They're having a good time. But as soon as that man started moving, so he had dreads. As soon as that man started, when I tell you I smell a whiff of sweat and shit mixed together coming off his fucking dreadlocks, bro. It was irritating. It was like you know how we get like when something stinks in the birthing, girl. It's that irritating. I want to punch you in the face, smell, bro. You smell, bro. Stop fucking moving. I was getting
And you
so
know
tired.
it.
Hector was like, hey, my boy Hector was like, bro, you good? I was like, bro, this one, I don't smell. And then he moved. He was like, oh shit, damn. What the fuck? I said, bro, I told you, I know I'm not tripping. Because I couldn't find out. I was like, where the frick is this smell coming from? And then he got closer to me because they were like like one person in front of me. I was like, damn, weird smell. And then something happened. That person left in between us and had big old freaking skinny. It's the typical skinny black dude with the big old white girl type shit.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
they were dancing whatever, and then backed up close to me, and then he got real. I was like, yo, what the, bro? I swear to God, bro. I was about to reach out and knock this thing out. Like, you fucking smell, bro. I sorry for it was so you know that irritating stench when people don't, they nasty, bro. I wanted to hit him so bad, though. I was like, bro, it was luckily it worked out, and then something happened, people changed out and they moved further away. But I was like, initially, and this is big dude behind me. He's like, hey, poor these this dude was faded, bro. He was hella faded. And he was like, no, good. Hey, I'll take it. I can't smell shit. Done too much. So my shit burnt out.
What? My man said I did enough candy. I did enough candy. I can't smell no more.
Yeah, so my shit's burnt out. I can't smell it. You good? We'll switch, bro. I was like, all right, man, whatever. But anyways, yeah, but it was pretty cool little concert last night, man. As a kid growing up, I listened to Tech Nine and E40. I didn't hear all the songs that I wanted from Tech Nine because I don't listen to Tech Nine like that. I like certain songs, but some of the music that I grew up listening to has resonated with me. So he does have a couple of songs that like that. Like when I was going through my stuff as a teenager, these are songs I'd play from Tech Nine or certain parts that all built my character growing up as a young man and kind of partially of who I am today and figuring out my life. But yeah, it was cool last
And
night.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the man that's over there sounding stuffy and congested with a nice baldy,
Oh my god.
he just stumped the Grump. And you got me over here, big Grump with all the happiness in the world and the joy, just a ray of sunshine. And what we're going to be talking about today is character building,
Funky
personality. On your downfall until one day it was just watch you on your downfall. Like, and those been some of the best. They will support you. They will pretend support you. It's about what you believe in this moment because this is about you. This isn't.
Got my man Big Grump on the other end, and your boy Stump. Stay dangerous, keep your head on the swivel, and let's just some responses to have a good time. Reaction. It's incumbent. There was one time like the guys didn't do something, and I was going to snap on him. He's like, "Don't do that." He's like, "One, you just became the LPO, so two,
Building.
it's possible character watching that." Yeah, man. What established you? What was your fundamentals of growing up as a young man and into the Navy and all that stuff? What are some of the characteristic traits that you picked up trying to develop yourself that are good? And then some of the ones that you're like, I need to get started to get rid of these because they're not working for me anymore. What are some of those things, those characteristics that you picked up from watching, whatever influenced you from when you start remember being influenced by things of the world, so music, TV, all that stuff. What are some of those characters you've seen in other people or whatever? Because that's all it is. You're trying to download what you would partially like to be the person you want to be, in a sense, right? So, what are the things for you that were the good things you found out that work that you've picked up, and the bad things?
So with that, like a lot of the character or personality traits that I have, as we talked about, comes from the people that we're surrounded with. So a lot of my things in my first development came around from a lot of my family, right? The first people we're around a lot of the time is mostly our family, who we consider our family, blood, be it not blood or whatever, right? I am, as many people that know me and are close to me, I am sarcastic, a little snarky. I wouldn't say I'm not as arrogant now the older I get, but my early years, I was arrogant. And there's a borderline, and before somebody is, oh, you might have just been confident. There's a borderline difference between being arrogant and confident. And I can tell you, there's a lot of things that I know I'm confident in, I know what I'm talking about. And then there's a lot of things I'm just arrogant. And I was arrogant about. But a lot of my humor, especially, comes from watching my dad or my mom or my family go through things and then just laugh at a lot of stuff. All right. That's where a lot of my character building came from. Because if you looked at the 90s for my family, there was a lot of death and a lot of hardship. And if I didn't see how a lot of them handle it, I probably wouldn't be able to handle a lot of things today. Don't get me wrong. Every situation should be laughed at or made fun of or joked about. But laughing it helps you get through. Joking helps you get through. And you know that you and I, we go back and forth. We read each other all the time. But you can't do that with everybody. Sometimes you just got to sit there and listen. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. I know how to just sit there and listen a lot of the times. And I get that from my dad because he would give us the chance to talk and explain our side of the story or explain situations. And then he'll decide from there which way the pendulum would swing for punishments and stuff like that. And then other times he might just, hey, there's no talking. Just handle it.
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of my personality is. Okay, cool. If it's the time to listen, then it's the time to listen. But if right now we don't got time to listen and we got to handle business, then we got to handle business. Right. And that's how life rolls for me. Because once you tell me what the situation is, cool, keep it moving forward, keep doing it, going. Some of the bad things that I've learned from people not to do is try to talk to multiple people at the same time. That doesn't work very well. Yeah, that doesn't work very well.
Yeah, your brain can't keep up with that many conversations, realistically.
Yeah. And that means either relationships, situationships, even for work, you have to process. And if it's for work, you need to write things down. All right. You literally need to write things down. And there's nothing wrong with writing things down or taking notes in your phone because that's what your phone is, a supercomputer. Now, trying to remember everybody's conversation, that is a lot, and you're going to weigh yourself down. The biggest thing that I got out of at a very young age was trying to get everybody to like me, right? Trying to be that people pleaser, trying to get all the friends, or trying to just have everybody like me. At the end of the day, everybody's not meant to like you. My dad told me that all the time. Everybody's not meant to like you, no matter what you do. Everybody's not meant to like you. They're not going to like you. So you might as well go ahead and get that out of your system now. Then, yeah, that's about it. Other than that, the jokes we always make about, you and I make these jokes all the time about character building and plot building is God only gives
His strongest.
gives the strongest soldiers the struggle. And then sometimes you can be like, bruh, come on. It's damned if I do or damned if I don't. Because it don't matter if I would have went left. It don't matter if I would have went right. It would have still got the same results. But what we need to learn in those situations, right? Those damned if you do or damned if you don't situations is take those lessons and keep it moving, because guess what? Life is nothing but a test and a character building and personality building simulation all the time, no matter what. Because random things pop up and people say, oh man, if that was me, I would have did this. All right. And then life has a funny way of putting you in that situation where, for instance, there's somebody out there fighting and he's, oh yeah, I just seen this. If that was me, I would go stop it. And most people nowadays, they don't even call 911 or call out for help. They literally get on their phone and start filming and on Facebook, on social media and stuff like that.
People would rather film to get that world star moment than advice like, yo, this is wrong. Somebody call the cops, break this. That personality trait.
And,
oh man.
Yeah, and that defines your character of who you are and stuff like that. Or the person that always tries to involve themselves in everything. I'm not that type of person trying to involve myself in everything. In fact, I like to stay in my swim lane. If more people stay in their swim lane on certain things, then they would realize how much life would be easier. Now, don't get me wrong. If you see people out there struggling, yes, then help them. Then try to help them. Now, if they don't want your help, then hey, look, I tried to show you. Keep it moving. That's life. You don't gotta force your beliefs on anyone. You don't gotta force your help on anyone. Right? You can say you tried. You ask the person, did you want my help? Cool. You don't want my help. I'm gonna keep it moving. Because situation, right? There was it was work. We were doing maintenance. I knew how to do the maintenance because I worked on this equipment multiple times before, and it was my equipment. And I gave them the heads up because you have a maintenance card. Hey, look, you have to wait this amount of time when you do this, or it's going to show you that it fails. Because a lot of the things, when it comes to specific equipment with these maintenance cards, they don't put everything up in there. You learn things over time. Cool. Oh, I know what I'm doing, ET1. I got this. I don't need your help. Okay, man. If you say so. This check takes no longer than 30 minutes. And I realized 2 hours later, I was like, I haven't seen the guy, I heard the guy. I go down to his face, look, sitting down in his face, like, why isn't this working? And he's freaking out. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? The light won't come on. Okay, cool. What stuff are you on? But, oh, okay, cool. Remember, I told you, because I learned this specific thing in school, right? Learned this specific thing in school. It wasn't NEC specific maintenance, but it was maintenance anybody could do. And I was like, hey, remember I told you in the shop that it'll take a little bit of time for the light to come on if you do X, Y, and Z. No, I don't. Okay, cool. That's fine. And if this was like younger me would have been like, so you telling me you didn't hear so you ignored the whole conversation we had in the shop, right? The conversation where I literally told you how to do this by following the maintenance. But I didn't do that. I sat there, took a breath, and was like, hey, look, so this is how we do it. We're going to start from top to bottom, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the check. So the next time you do it, you won't have an issue. And we went through, we did it, and I showed him how to do it. And times after that, he didn't take 2-3 hours into doing the maintenance. Right? But it's life.
But the crazy part, you have a lot of chances. You're still teaching and they'll still fumble. They'll be like, hey, this is how you do the maintenance. I'm not telling you to do what I say. I'm telling you I've done this maintenance plenty of times.
Yeah.
So just make sure I'm going to show you how to do it, but also read the step by step. It mind boggles me, like when you're training and failure. I'm not going to go too far off topic, but when you tell them how to do the maintenance and it still be taking them 4 or 5 hours.
Hey, and sometimes they're right. It be like that. And they got to do that. Yeah, they got to do that until it works out for them.
And I understand that for some people, certain things don't click right away. And I did have this one. We had one sailor that was like that. I don't want to say his name, but I'm going to be distinctive. Like I said, he won a PlayStation when we were on Gladiator for, you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking
So it was crazy. But anyways, and with that, like with the characters as far as that is, I feel like some people that are like that don't have that character to pay attention and close to their surroundings. Like when there's like when I first joined the Navy, one of my characters, I'm a people watcher. Like when I first started learning how to do maintenance, I would literally watch people do the maintenance, and then I would fucking go do it with them. And then not that I wasn't reading the card, but so that way I have a better, but I'd watch first. I'd never put my hands on anything. I will always watch. Cause then if you also watch, you can see when people messing up, all this other stuff. But some people, I don't know, have that. I think need to learn that concept. Like, sometimes just watch and you don't have to do the maintenance right away. I literally play stupid and just watch. Like, I don't even do it. And then once I figured out, all right, cool, I read the card. I'm like, okay, now this makes sense now. Boom, boom, and do it like that. But I've always been a very observant person. I think also probably has to do with my I've always been a very observant person. Did I say that clearly?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, you said that clearly.
I'm still my coffee hasn't kicked in all the way. But anyways, yeah, no, man. I'm gonna say this about you. I don't think what you had was probably as bad as what I'm about to tell you. Your bad stuff, it's not that bad. You're in a deep dive.
Go ahead.
All right.
Let your head shine.
Anyways, so growing up, I did move further away from my family, so I didn't have that super tight knit. And I looked more to my friends as more of my family because we did move so far away. And I get it, my parents, for them, it was the process of doing better and better, right? But I moved around different areas of the East Valley and met different people. And I would say my influences of characters growing up were mostly TV, but then also some of my friends who, because I was always moving, I would tend to be more like copycatish, to have that, like, I want to be like, I'm trying to be friends with everybody because I move so much. I move every 2 years we're moving. So like my sets of friends and all that stuff would change like every so often, but eventually we stabled out in one spot, but I'll get another. But things I picked up lying. I lied a lot. I used to be a very young klepto, so much to the point that I did have to do some volunteer work because I got caught. The wanting to fit in, I picked up. And then idolizing, I don't know if this is a character, but like idolizing what I seen on TV is what I thought seemed to be cool and all that stuff is what I did picked up. So like through different phases of my life, I've learned like, all right, like I grew up through the BET MTV era. So like when I remember specific moments, I was like, bro, it was like very much embellished to like cool to be like a gangster. So when like the whole like Crip walk and all that stuff came out, I wanted to learn how to do that. I wanted to fucking, even though my favorite color has always been blue, but like before I was like, oh man, I want to get that. Like I remember at one point in time, me and my boy were actually, me and my dog, we went to K-Momo and they had these different variations of bandana suits, and I got the freaking like the Dodger blue one. He got a baby blue, like all these different things that I picked up. But and then I went like when the Jeezy era came out, and that whole era, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like Snowman, I'm gonna be Shrek. So like all these different phases, I idolize these people. I wanted to idolize like these people. When 50 Cent came out, I want to be like 50. But in all reality, on a frontline basis, like of who I am and like trying to find my like even later on in life things like I figured out. I was like, bro, like. I like what I like. I like white boy shit in a sense. And where you at? I like riding bicycles. I like BMX. Like riding motorcycles. I like off roading. That's just because of the area I grew up in and being around that. Like you are the product of environment, but it's also fun. But I also didn't realize in the country culture that's like normal too. Like but growing up in there, you only subsided to one thing. You only seen so much. But the country culture, like black folks live in the country, they like doing that shit too. I would say some of the my character, I'm gonna start off with my negative character flaws. Is I learned a lot very young, and because I always learned the term that some white lies are okay, and I'm like, as I get, I'm like, the lying is not good at all. It's not. Just tell the truth. Like, why as an adult do you need to lie? What do you have to hide? You look stupid because then once the truth comes out, you look stupid. So things that I learned how to get a lot. And I think the Navy, I don't steal no more, but in the Navy, we do learn a lot. We learn at a young age how to acquire We learned how to acquire.
Reappropriate.
Yeah. We learned to, so maybe some of the skill sets did probably help out a little bit while I was in my Navy career, but overall, my front base as a character, I never went wholeheartedly where I was such a, I would say, yeah, such a habitual lie that I built a super false reality of who I actually was. Because at the end of the day, I knew I was like, I'm just going through phases of life where I feel like this is necessary for me to do to want to fit in and want to be like with the in crowd or whatever. And at the end of the day, bro, I didn't really care. I was just like, right, I'm still gonna be me. You know what I mean? So I'm never gonna stop riding
100%.
bikes. Yeah, like I'm never gonna stop riding bikes. I still, even behind me, I'm sitting behind all my bikes that me and my son ride. But I think some people, when they're going through that in life, they find a spot that they're comfortable with and they don't know how to get out of it. Like you didn't grow up like that. I can't portray that I was some gangster or whatever. I didn't, bro. I grew up in the fucking, basically the suburbs, I guess, in a sense. I call it dysfunction junction, but I grew up in the suburbs, bro. What gangster lifestyle did I live, bro? I was out riding my bike every day, skateboarding or something. The dumbest stuff I remember doing as a kid. I remember one time, so there's this guy, we'd walk home from school. He had a refrigerator outside, and we knew he wasn't home when by the time we walked in. So we used to go tag his, and he used to have beer and stuff out there, all that stuff. So we would go by, get like Gatorades out of his refrigerator and stuff. Like we used to, stuff like that. And then one time we found out like what a Molotov cocktail was, and we were like, oh, bro, he's got bottles in there. We could freaking make Molotov cocktails and go fucking throw them off in the desert. We didn't know it was champagne. So we like light the,
We didn't know
like,
it was.
so we like light the freaking, the bottle and throw it in. And we're like, nothing's happening. I know. Let's try to get it. It was crazy. But like, I can 100% say who I am now as a person, the character I have now. Like, I love me, right? And I had to learn to love me. And I had to learn that at this point in my life, I don't care. I'll tell you how it is, what it is, and who I am. And growing up, I was just downloading what I thought was necessary to survive in the moments of life that I was in, right? Even through part of my Navy career when I was still young in the Navy and trying to figure stuff out. I probably said and did some things that I know I probably didn't really do because I was like, oh, these guys, motherfuckers. I was like, I'm like, bro, I don't have to compete with them. What am I doing? And I would literally sometimes say something like, why am I saying this shit? I don't need to prove anything to anybody. But like now I'm open, but like I said, I don't care. But to go and portray a lifestyle I know I didn't live to somebody, it's like, I can't do it because I know I didn't live that lifestyle. And I can only base tell you something based off my life experiences and what I've either said or done or lived through. And that's who I am today. And that's who made me who I am today. And through the past 40 years, it's just like a downloading process of what's good and bad of who I am or I can't be. But overall, I would say, like you, I am kind of sarcastic at times or petty. I think that'll always stay because of everything I've been through. And I'm a people watcher. I think that's one thing I've always watched people there because people be funny. Pertaining to the beginning of that story, after I smelled that dude, and I was just watching, like, wash your hands. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very observant, so that's a good thing. I think one false quality I hate that I see that still lives on, that it's a crabs in a bucket mentality, but it's also the whole snitches get stitches thing. And I'm like, bro, if you're doing something dumb and I know it's dumb, at the end of the day, bro, if I get involved, I'm telling the cops. I don't care. If you put me involved in that dumb shit and I'm telling the cops.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't blame you.
I'm at that point in my age. I don't want to go to jail, bro, because you did some dumb shit and now you're trying to tag me into it. No, bro.
Because at the same time, see, and this is where people get terms and stuff misconstrued, right? If you're helping out someone in reality or helping out the neighborhood, doing something better, doing something that is productive, and oh yeah, hey, this person we ask this person to do nothing. Now, if you out here and you're causing a ruckus for no reason over something stupid or, oh yeah, this dude stole my girl and X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I know where he stays. In fact, you know those videos where they find the one guy and they be like, hey, bro, they called us. Guess what?
Yeah.
Hey, they called. Why are you calling me? They didn't catch us. Oh, yeah, they did. I'm turning it into your house. right now with the police behind me.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Man, look, check this out. In real life, it doesn't matter what age you are, and I don't understand that, right? You have to, we talk about accountability. You have to assume accountability for the things that you've done, right? In reality, that's where a lot of people feel that character wise or personality wise. Even when we get to these bigger ages, in your late 30s, early 40s, 50s, and 60s, you still got people out here who have been lying, like you talked about, who have been lying their whole life, and they still, at the age of 40, 50s, and 60s, lie. I got you on camera. That ain't me. It's the same outfit you got on right now. It's like you said, even growing up where I grew up at, I didn't want to be in a gang. I didn't try to rip anything. I didn't try to claim anything because that wasn't me. That I wasn't made for that. My dad even told me, "You're not made for the streets." I know I'm not made for the streets. Don't get me wrong. I can fight, but I've seen a lot of my friends who was living the street life. Don't get me wrong. The money was fast. Life was good. But I can't tell you how many of them are in the cemetery now back home. I can't tell you how many of them in the cemetery right now back home. I can't tell you how many of them they are on drugs right now.
The thing that is crazy to me is you got people that come from good household, and because they want to be portrayed so bad as, we always say, the gangster, the street dude or whatever, they will literally.
And you want to know what it is?
I just don't understand why you deroot.
You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? Because during that time or during that era when we're growing up, it goes through phases with everybody. It doesn't matter what era or what time it is. Those are the proverbial cool kids. And that's what everybody wants to be. Everybody, as a child, or even as some adult, as a child, a lot of people want to be liked. A lot of people want to be liked. And who is being liked, or who as the tough guy, is the one that's living the hood life. The one that is vocal about them living the hood life, because there's a lot of people who are living the street life that don't talk about it because they aren't proud of it. They're doing this because they feel like this is the only thing they can do to make their situation better, to help their single parent home out or help their double parent home out. That's what they feel like they need to do. The ones who are promoting that are usually the ones who need the people to back them up every time, or they can't fight, but they use other means to get their point across. So that character or personality trait was beat into them because, hey, this is what you need to do to be out there. This is what is the proverbial tough guy. And you'll be surprised at how many of them are like me and you. They like anime. They like riding BMX bikes. They like doing crazy stuff, but due to the environment that they grew up in, that's nerdy. In my opinion, everybody's a nerd for something.
100%.
You can be a nerd for sports. You can be a nerd for BMX. You can be a nerd for F1 racing. You can be a nerd for manga, whatever. If you know from top to bottom, left to right, how this operates, then you're considered a nerd. Not because you wear glasses, not because of a certain way you speak. You're a nerd. And literally, you can catch any street person and they can tell you. I was watching one video, I think it was a 20v2, and they asked the one guy a question, and your typical street dude, and they asked him a question about a gun, and my man rattled off the specs of the gun, blah, blah, this and that. And his friends looked at him like, what? You don't know about the guns we carry? That if we gotta do X, Y, and Z, or is it just me that like guns? And it was like, wait, what? How do you know that? How don't you know what you're carrying? Like, how don't you know what you carry?
That's what you're saying. That's like this video I just seen. This dude, I don't know if you follow this. He goes by Bro Science. Yeah, but anyways, long story short, he was basically looking at a video, and people watch review videos. He's reviewing videos, was like, "Oh, that's corny," or whatever. He basically turned around and said, anything you do can be corny. Bodybuilding can be corny, riding a bike can be corny, but all these things can be corny. What the freak do you care about being corny or being scared? Like, everything could be. He's like, he went through a list of things, and I'm like, in my head, I was like, what you talking about being nerdy? It's the same concept. But some people I think they're so just scared to be themselves that they're so worried about being judged about the people that they're around that they're like, I'm just gonna keep portraying this lifestyle. And now they done built a freaking hologram of fake life in their head, and so they're sold on it. And it's
a
like
whole persona of who they are, and where they grew up, and the things that they done.
And it blows my freaking. And then you look at them like, that's why you stuck. That's why you're in the position you in, is because you're just scared to just be. I can't, bro. I honestly learned that if I didn't change certain character flaws and things like that, I wouldn't continue to grow as a person. I don't want to feel like I'm mentally stuck somewhere because I think this is it, bro. That's crazy. But I don't know, you built your own reality, but if your reality is actually a delusion, then what are you doing?
You ain't doing nothing. Hey, and with that being said, look, always look in the mirror, right? Always look in the mirror at yourself. And if you got to tell yourself a lie every day, or you got to lie to people about what you do and you're ashamed of what you're doing, then stop doing it, right? Then stop doing it. But if it's something that's legal and it's making you happy, like reading manga or going to frolic and skip because you want to, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. All right, skip, go frolic, go cook, go live your life. Right, that's the biggest thing. Take the good things of your character, the good things that you grew up with, and build on that. Yeah, there's going to be some bad that comes along. Trust me. We talk about it all the time. We didn't come in with the best character. We weren't born with the best personality. A lot of the time, the people that truly know me, hence how we came across with the name Grumpy Gills Podcast, because I was always called Grumpy, even though I didn't seem like I was grumpy. It was always, hey, look at your face, you're always grumpy. But that's not my personality. As you see, my personality comes out a lot. I laugh, I smile, I do X, Y, and Z. And I love anime. I love watching cartoons. I'm 39 years old. Doesn't matter. Everybody tries to put these caps, or you should be doing this, you should be doing that, or you shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that at your age. Man, I'm going to watch cartoons till the day I die. I'm going to laugh until the day I die. And I'm going to keep the same grumpy looking face, I guess only a mother can love, and keep it moving. Right? The biggest thing is, big facts here, is do this. Be careful. Take care of each other. Watch out for each other. Don't do nothing crazy. Right? If you enjoy certain things, cool. Enjoy them. Don't care what nobody says. Now, if you're putting your own self in danger, then listen to those people. They might know a little something.
Yeah.
But what you got, Stuffy?
I'm gonna say this, man. Follow on my boy Big Grump. Never accept the negative things that you know you can work on. Because as soon as you start accepting them, that's when you're stuck in a life that you're gonna be stuck in. And your brain doesn't know the difference between positive. Your brain doesn't know the difference between positive or negative. So you might as well just keep feeding it negative, and so that we can fight feeding it positive things, so that way you can keep fighting through all those battles and life changes that build your character. But with that being said, don't be out here faking the funk. Find your true self.
Yeah. Hey, and if you gotta lie to get something, then you obviously don't need it.
Facts. Other than that, love, peace, chicken grease. Grumpy Gills out.
Hey, till next time. Ain't nobody what we do.
Man, just subscribe already.